we got to see how this changed things up. Jinx was the first pick last time. Do we just get the same again?
Well, I mean, last time around, Dagda, you talked about RNG banning away the Jinx, so they got the Aphelios, you know, pincering WE in the bottom lane, but it didn't seem to change much. Xing and Kedaya with the Xiye Rakan bottom lane won't have to go it around this time. We have the Aphelios open. I'm curious as to whether we just get an early lock-in, and for WE, we get something a bit more standard now that they can.
I mean, Kedaya will more than likely go back towards his Rakan. It's by far and away his best pick. And also the pick he's just kind of starting, well, honestly made a name for himself. Beishang could go back towards the Volibear once more, kind of taking the most skirmish orientated, or probably like one of the strongest junglers that we have on the current patch. So Beishang just looking to go, hey, look, whatever you decide to go towards, we're trying to win that.
And I mean, we could actually just go towards Xiye again. She had such a good game of it despite being bullied out. We'll wait and see, though, with stronger options up and available. But at the very least for RNG Dagda, junglers are open and available in the plethora of them. And even if we see top lane here, I just want to get your opinion into what jungle you pick.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen the Viego come out a lot of times into the Volibear. Even things like the Xin Zhao can do relatively well. Weasley Xin is also quite good if they want to go towards that. It doesn't win out in the 1v1, but if you want to try and look for the ability to like play through your mid lane, that could also work. But looks like the Xin Zhao is going to be the first one that they go towards. Again, I think it gives you a lot of like fighting power, but also the ability to try and make things difficult for whatever AD carry comes in.
Wouldn't this be something? I mean, they're hovering away the Aurelia played last game. We're going to get the AD carry instead. The standard left open and available here for Xing.
And now I'm curious to see what the plan is here, because you imagine banning away mid laners for WE. Maybe they set up for like a Twisted Fate pick, but actually just going to go towards the support. So I wasn't sure if like we'd get like a Vex ban, maybe something along these lines, and you can go towards something like the Zoe here for Xiye in the mid lane. Still an option here. It is only the Nautilus banned away, but I'm just really curious as to what WE's game plan is here, because you're going to have to blind pick your mid, or you could just go for like the counter pick on the Gnar on the top side, which I imagine RNG you're going to start banning away some picks that could do well against that. There's the Aurelia guy.
Okay, well, Aurelia, Jace's already banned away. Gwen's gone off the pool. Trying to think, they hovered something like the Lucian before. You mentioned Akali, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think Akali could work out pretty well. Also, just because of the flexibility, like you can still give it towards Xiye in the mid lane if you want to, but Vex can do relatively okay against the Akali, so we'll have to see what the plan is here. But again, like this is where like drafting on this patch is becoming super hard, because a lot of those quote unquote like safe blind picks aren't actually safe, particularly when you look at like the top side of the map. Like Gwen has issues with Jace, Graves even has issues now with Tryndamere. You get the Gnar as kind of the most blind pickable, but even then you can still see like Aurelia. Even if you're super worried, like Yasuo used to be an old school counter to him as well. Like there are still things that Gnar can struggle with.
I mean, you mentioned something like the Graves as well. We've seen a lot of Graves LPL do okay into it. Camille there, another one there, Dagda. So strong top laners, kind of off the place for BiuBiu, especially since Camille is one of his favorites. We'll have to see for WE. They already know what they're versing up on the top side, but there are no mid laners yet available. Do they want the counter pick for Xiye after what a good game one he had?
So this could be the Tryndamere into a TF. That's actually what I'm curious to see if we go for, because there's not a huge amount of stuff that can kind of match that. Maybe Xiaohu tries to take it away here, but then Xiye answers with something like the Galio, and you've got like great follow-up on engage coming through from the Rakan. You've got the opportunity to kind of play like keep away if Gnar ever tries to engage as well for people like Xing. So this is getting like super interesting. Like you're several layers deep on like, hey, do we just take away the Twisted Fate here for Xiaohu? Exceptionally strong Twisted Fate and can try and play it through sides, but or do you just try and go for something like the Orianna and just play for the team fight? Like it's super hard. I actually don't know what the correct answer is for RNG, but it looks like they are going to go with the Ori and just play for the team fight.
All right, well, team fight there, and then on the other side for WE, you already mentioned something like Twisted Fate could come through. Galio's still open and available as well, Dagda, worth mentioning, but definitely I like your first option there more. WE for Xiye, yeah, it's such a good game, number one. This will be more lane focused. Dagda, how big a brain are you? Wait for it. Wait for it, folks. Akali, something you brought up a little bit earlier. Fate, Syndra,
so I feel like it's a case, like I would prefer the Akali or the Twisted Fate. I like the side lane option here, but all right, Xiye just gonna go for the Syndra. Like I think playing for the 1-3-1 might have been better here for WE, just with the ability to play through like Beishang being very strong, and you can try and set up plays in the early stages. You've got the counter matchup brilliantly for BiuBiu in that top side. So as Beishang, you just get to put all your focus down to the bottom lane, and it means that you can kind of like get yourself in a position where you're taking turrets, taking dragons, making it just difficult for RNG to operate. But it feels like WE here are kind of like, look, we want a bit more of a safety net. The Syndra does well into the Orianna in the early stages, gives you a bit more mid priority, and it means that at least Beishang, if you can get some early plays down onto this bottom side, you can take some dragons and kind of ease the pressure on you to actually take fights at the neutral objectives later on, and just let BiuBiu continue to win through the side.
And early in the lane as well, point out that it's a strong 2v2 Dagda. Syndra Volibear, lots of chain CC, lots of early burst. Easy to combo that up, so I'll be interested to see if Beishang and Xiye get off the ground rolling like they did in game number 1, getting that first blood here to the duo. WE, they came out of the gates rolling, and WE are the team that aren't even fighting for playoffs. It's like going to the supermarket and you forgot your bags. You know, in Australia, we got rid of plastic bags. Plastic bags are stupid, so I'm glad we did. But you go in, they've run out of bags, you don't have bags, and you're just going to have to carry everything with your hands. This makes no sense. My analogy is not quite here. But the main thing is you got to give me credit for trying, because WE forgot bags at their supermarket, and that's the analogy I'm sticking with.
And it's all fallen.
Good.
No, it's hard to keep it all in check. It's hard to kind of keep it all in your hands. But for WE, they have already made RNG blunder. They've already made them trip, fall, and spill their tomato soup everywhere in game number 1. So we're going to have to see if WE, game number 2, can do the same.
Well, thank you for cleaning that up, Dagda. Nicely done. BiuBiu and the Tryndamere up the top side. And I think I've had this conversation with you that Tryndameres in the LPL are hardly seen. When casting PCS, I noticed that Region gets away with it a lot more, but we have a lot of big counters up in that top lane. Doesn't go too well. And, you know, this time around for BiuBiu, side laning going to be a big thing, especially going up against this Gnar here for Bin, if he can get through the early laning phase.
Oh no, BiuBiu, what have you done?
He has been spotted. He's in a bit of trouble. Hello, there's Wei. Excuse me, singular Wei. BiuBiu is going to have to ghost, and if the early lane is like this, then it is not a good start.
It's not the... you even see BiuBiu giggling on the camera. But yeah, look, it's not too bad for BiuBiu. Ghost being down, it's a pretty short cooldown. And realistically for BiuBiu, like, you don't really get to go full aggro in this lane until kind of your level 5, level 6. So you should have that that cooldown back up. Still though, may try and consider being a nuisance here. But yeah, with the Doran's shield as well, just gonna be able to heal up just off the passive. So it's gonna be totally fine. Didn't even burn the bottom agent. Faced it back.
As Beishang starts on the bottom side, so opposite map start here. Meaning BiuBiu is going to get some of that attention. Early little start. BiuBiu, without the ghost, though, still worth mentioning. Bin trying to walk up to the wave, and BiuBiu not going to let him for now. But the problem is every time that spins down Dagda, Bin is going to whack him a bit more.
And this is why this matchup is so obnoxious to play against. It's basically the same as the Graves. Similar kind of attack range, and every time you try to move up, BiuBiu does this.
Thanks for the fleet footwork. Yeah, BiuBiu getting crits now, though, as his Fury builds up. A nice little spin in, but Bin has range, and he knows that your cooldowns are there. Once again, wait for the Boomerang Blade as fleet footwork heals him up. And it looks like BiuBiu now hitting level 2, feeling a bit more confident. I'm glad, though, it's neck and neck. BiuBiu, once upon a time, was looked at as V5's top laner as one of the most explosive. He can hit 100, he can hit 0, kind of the Shy-esque, in the sense that he could also throw away camps.
Feels like on the Tryndamere, though, this should be his game 2 win. Beishang even coming up here. I think we're looking for an early dive.
Oh, we are. Maybe we are at the very least. That ward has expired too. Len's going to come out. It's a Mega Gnar, though. Even without ulti, still the health bar, the stun to come through. Dagda, how scared about are you on this on a scale of 1 to 10?
They need to get him before he goes for Mega Gnar. No level 3, though, so doesn't have access to everything that he needs here for Bin.
And that Mega Gnar bar is about to explode. Beishang thinking about a BiuBiu at level 3 as well. Bin going to do it. Let's look at the bottom lane. It's a reverse dive. Here we go. Bin's got the first stun. BiuBiu's at half HP, but the bottom lane more successful for RNG. Xing flashing away. He survives. Wade jumps back in as the knock-up from Ming is beautiful. In the top side, meanwhile, Beishang flashing away. The reverse dive works out for everybody. 1 for 1.
Just about going the way of WE in the top side. Does have to burn his flashes. Beishang gets out from underneath the turret, but nice job from Wei setting up on Gala and Ming to be in control of this bot side. And that's one of the things that, again, how to shut down side lane pressure is getting this winning bot, getting a winning mid, looking for dragons, so then you can force WE into neutral objective fights. So Wei trying to set up his own win conditions as WE very focused on their own.
I mean, but look at bot. Xing is 15 CS behind. And if we compare the difference, I mean, Gala now has a pickaxe and a longsword, like, versus a Cull. That is pretty scary.
That is kind of terrifying. I mean, Cole at least will help you get some of the gold back, but it's a long way off before that really becomes viable. And you continue now as Gala to get good push in bot. You can play towards getting more of those turret plates. Like, Gala and Ming very much in control of this bot side. And that's why I don't necessarily agree with Beishang, like, trying to look for this early dive. Like, BiuBiu will just automatically win this lane. Like, once he gets to level 7, level 8, he's going to be totally fine. I mean, even maybe now.
Slow. Pop actually dodged away from as well. Look at this. Spin to win. BiuBiu going to be dodging away from the boomerang blade as well. It means Bin doesn't get the trade back, and heal comes through. BiuBiu going to continue. You're right, Dagda. It's going to get more abusive. 6 on the way too. And so now it is just top versus bottom. Xing's able to catch up down in that lane. I think it's also worth mentioning that mid starting to weigh in Xiye's favor too. So for WE, it definitely feels like we're off to a similar start as we were in game 1, Dagda.
And I think for WE, like, you've kind of got a little bit of an easier time here because Cloud Dragon, no one really wants to try and put resources into that. If anyone, I feel like RNG should, but if WE kind of just leave that Dragon sitting there and continue that Beishang play through lanes, you're going to be actually all right. I would like to see Xiye, especially off the fact that he should have push here, like push in, reset, come back, then look to see if he can roam out of mid with Beishang to make plays bot. Try and like get some control back here for Xing and Kedaya, just because otherwise this gives RNG a really easy way to blow up in the game.
But meanwhile, Dagda in the bottom lane, the police are here. Wei searching. He's the robber. Beishang is the popo. Now, the lens is going to spot him out. Yeah, he knows. He knows, but Beishang doesn't know, Dagda, that he knows.
They actually just going to start up the Dragon off the push that comes in from bot side. So, yeah, this was what I was saying, is that RNG, like, they're the ones that really kind of want to start getting these Dragons so then they can have that, like, hey, we're on 3rd Dragon. Come fight us. But they're just going to be able to get this Cloud Dragon. WE not going to worry about it too much. We're more interested to see potentially what can happen at this Rift Herald in a minute and a half, because you've no bot lane control for Xing and Kedaya.
Yep.
BiuBiu should be able to look for some play. So it feels like for me, for WE, your best way to try and like get that advantage for yourselves is look for some sort of dive on towards Bin in these next few minutes, so that then you can actually like go, okay, we've got numbers advantage, no TP on Bin, we can use that to get the Rift Herald.
I mean, Xiye walking up for exactly that fact. There's no flash available. Bin knows. There's a lot of knowing and not knowing in this game, Dagda. I think I'm going to be repeating myself. WE for the invade at the very least, and look at where Bin is. It's a level 6 Gnar, but he can't do anything to stop this take of the blue buff. On the other side of the map, Wei is trading bot versus top. That's what this game's going to be all about. It's just so easy to nail down.
Yeah, Xing, though, had to reset, so this is actually going to be Gala and Ming pretty much getting to take these turret plates. Xiaohu moving down. Dive for dive, but there's more members of WE in the bot lane.
Kedaya needs to run away. Wind becomes lightning, will tag him away. He manages to escape, but that forces him off the turret plating. You're right, Gala getting free time. The whole of RNG are giving him that space. Look in the top side. The response similar. But Beishang now fighting away for this as Bin ulties him into the wall. Revenge, a dish best served by a dinosaur. As Beishang's not level 6, Stormbringer not there. Dodges from the house, BiuBiu coming in to help out. The flash from Beishang. Bin a bit deep, his flash still not available. Crunch time as he gets over the wall. It's getting deep as Kedaya, meanwhile, surviving only by a hair's breadth from Ming. It's blood that continues to boil, but blood that has not yet been spilled.
The thing is, though, RNG got first tower. You still have to invest resources from Beishang to get the Rift Herald, move it top, get the top tower, so you get the quicker reset from RNG. And that's where here, RNG are like, cool, wait, let's move up. We got the pressure here from Xiaohu. They stopped the take from Beishang off of the faster resets they can go for. And now WE don't get to make the play towards that tower anymore. So RNG have more control on the map, and you're seeing that reflected in that 1,000 gold lead they have right now.
That's a Kraken versus only a Noon Quiver in the bottom lane. A 40 CS lead, a 1k gold lead for RNG. this early game blitzing them through. And as Wave starts to Rift Herald, like, everything's accounted for. Gala's moving up. WE can't go towards us. They're scared. They don't even have a Mythic yet versus that big Jinx from... Wait, Dagda. Do you see what I'm seeing? That champion... I don't know if anyone knows this or it was queued on. That champion, that's the same character from Arcane. BiuBiu has to spin out of there, but Gala's playing a champion from Arcane. I actually didn't notice that.
Yeah, and it's really funny because it's interesting to me that Jinx needs more Banny awards. You just ban her in the draft phase, just like the Annie awards that Arcane do.
Right.
It all follows through. It's all the same thing. That was
yeah, that's kind of shocking as well. I'm surprised they're called Annie Awards, by the way. I don't know if that was coincidental, but sorry about the Arcane thing. That was, yeah, just a huge surprise to me. RNG sending Jinx up to the top side. Or we can call it Powder, up to you. Gala's huge. Gala's about to get another bit of turret plating. 6 pieces of turret plating. Got first turret blood down on the bottom side. It's only 10 minutes into the game. Kedaya, which way's the rocket going to go? Is he going to back there? Gala's about to send it out. He's thinking about it. He's like, all right. Where am I sending it? There we go. Blocked by Xing. Saving the day, but Gala gets more free time with the turret.
And again, I mean, you just got pressure up here for the next minute and a bit. What's going to happen is you'll probably see this wave crash. Gala would take it. Full clear, next wave, reset, and then look for dragon. Like, that's kind of where my thought process is. Beishang stuck under terror, getting free hit by Gala. I think at this stage, like, just powering through these objectives is the best way for RNG to continue to play this.
Yep.
Especially if you don't actually focus that, it becomes a little bit harder for Gala to just, like, burst open the game and play through team fights. Especially as BiuBiu gets further ahead. BiuBiu can deal with Gala in these fights because he's just got that sticking power with the Gale Force he's working towards, and also the fact that you're going to have the ability to kind of just not die. So it doesn't matter how much damage Gala puts out when you just ignore all of it.
I mean, BiuBiu is doing hard work on the bottom side turret, but look, I guess the problem for now for me, Dagda, is the fact that RNG are getting so much more in a shorter period of time. Bin's zoned off the turret, but look, BiuBiu can't push as fast as a Rift Herald. BiuBiu can't push as fast as a Jinx. Gala gets another piece of turret before WE even pick up one.
And again, it's about resetting for the dragon. WE trying to stop that though, maybe catch Wei.
Too late. Wei is the only one there, but WE don't want to commit. Gala's out in the nick of time. BiuBiu against his turret, trying his hardest. But for now, it is only going to be 3 turret plates. He got 3 at the top side as well. And it's decent, folks, but again, WE behind. 2,000 gold at 11 minutes into the game. Gala, I haven't seen his items, but I'm assuming that is a Zeal in the inventory, Dagda. I would not be surprised. Okay, Cloak of Agility still a big deal.
Yeah, Buffalo boots off that reset instead of going towards the Zeal.
True.
So you can see just a ton of gold in this AD carry. Like 1,500 gold, essentially, just in the AD carry, which is kind of adding up to the gold lead that we're seeing for WE. So, sorry, for RNG over WE. But again, moving in towards mid, you've now got the push.
Ooh, Xiye's about to die. Good scout of the week here on top of Gala. Ming tanking up turret. BiuBiu is still hitting the walls. Kedaya wants a little pick off here. He has Flash, he has Ignite, but I guess he's not going to go for it. Unfortunate, Dagda. I know you as a support would. Hey, Xing's getting back in the game.
I wouldn't say he's back in the game. That might be a little bit of a stretch.
He's
when
getting there.
You're 40 CS behind. You're sitting on a noon quiver and a brown paper bags compared to the armaments that Gala's managed to set up. Like, it's kind of nuts. But yeah, it feels like to me a huge amount of this is going to come down towards RNG just having control of these dragons. Like, you're going to have to force a neutral objective on this next one. And I'm surprised that Xiye didn't reset. I don't know why he's here. Like, he had the full push in mid. He had no mana off of the last push, so not really respecting the fact Gala had gone for the reset. And Gala was always going to move mid. They want a priority mid so they can move in towards Dragon. So I think Xiye just misreading the map. It means that ends up getting caught out underneath the tower with just no hope of clearing the wave.
And as we come back to live, look, it's time to take stock of items once again. When this game's elevated so quickly in the early game, Dagda, we have Gale Force up at the top lane. You talked about getting on top of Gala as a target. It's a very big deal. We have Gala, who still hasn't backed. He's sitting on about 1,500 gold. 150 CS, by the way, as well. And, yeah, a very big deal. Talk me through the next Herald that's coming up. Talk me through, like, what this game's going to be about, because mid has been quiet, jungle's been quiet. It's all about the side lanes, whether it's bot or top.
Yeah, I mean, for BiuBiu, just keep trying to shove. It's just unfortunate that WWE haven't been able to give him the time or resources properly to, like, let him take over a side lane, and RNG have kind of accelerated the pace of this game beyond where BiuBiu could just focus on. RNG have too much map control for this split push to really work. So now, that's why you're seeing BiuBiu not go for the whole breaker. He's going for the Gale Force. He knows that he's going to have to try and find some ways to get access onto Gala in these fights, like find good flanks. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a change in build as well, like going towards Navori quick fades, just to be like, look, the more spins, the more dashes, the more opportunities I have to close the distance onto Gala. That's the most important part. Because realistically, like, where's the rest of the damage from RNG, right? Like, Xiaohu hasn't even completed his first item. Like, he's gone for the Merc Threads, doesn't even have a blasting weapon. So if you can actually, like, get onto Gala, shut down Gala, you can potentially win these fights. Now, it's going to be hard with Ming there and with, like, Xiaohu being able to play protection as well, but that is the, like, one job that BiuBiu has right now, is try to crit out Gala.
BiuBiu as a player has filled me with doubt over the years, Dagda. I want to see the carry performance here from WE. They already won game 1. They're a team that had not even fighting for playoffs, but still looked competitive here with RNG. Now, despite that, RNG still ahead in this early game, but gold has shrunk quite a bit. Looks like there is a mid CS lead building up. Top as well continues to grow out. WE now in front of this Herald, going to be contested by RNG. Xiaohu with the shockwave, BiuBiu with the angle. He'll be spotted out, bursted out. Half HP just about as there's the TP in from Xiye. Ultimate misses from Xing. And they're fighting pretty hard for this, but I don't like the chances. Dagda, Gala moving up, stolen by Wei. Thank you very much. Scat of the week. Unleash power, not used yet, but it will. Gala with the ulti in the backside, and WE running for their lives.
I mean, Gala has 2 items, all right. Now, WE can't fight in Xiye. Took the long way home, but sometimes the scenic route will work out as the safe route. As RNG now will be able to get this mid wave. Gala can just push it in. They get the mid tower. So not only do they get the Rift Herald, they're getting that tower as well. So again, RNG coming out on top of these trends.
Well, Dagda, with only 3 kills. And I, for one, am a little bit upset that we've played such a trading early game that we haven't had enough blood. We've had a couple of dives here and there, but 3 kills in 16 minutes. LPL. I don't like that.
Hey, look, RNG, they realized, look, he kind of screwed up. Let's just slow the pace down, back to basics, kill people because Hysterics wants it. Yeah. The zap goes wide, and now they will just use this Rift Herald mid to get the mid lane turret. Can WE defend? Not in your chances.
No, it's an easy take, right? Gala even walking up with the rest of the minion wave. He'll do hard lifting, and follow through is there. Getting excited. WE opened up map is what they're facing. Look at this. The outer turrets are all down now. However, being aggressive towards his bottom side, moving as a unit. He spotted out in a control ward, but WE still looking for the pick. Dagda trying to play around their strong member this time around, but look at where RNG are grouped out towards mid. BiuBiu now spotted, and Xiaohu on the bottom side. They're still trying to find that window.
Trying to see if he could get the engage, but unfortunately, he'll get spot on the ward. TP now from Bin towards mid lane. Said the third dragon was where we're going to see a bunch of fighting, but Xing has already been half health thanks to Gala.
He just presses Q, goes for the range. Now is a rapid fire cannon, by the way. 202 CS here from Gala. Zap hits Kedaya. That's a regret. And Gala's ulti up and available, so the kill threat's there. Misses, though. Ocean Soul is going to be the game, by the way, as, yep, Kedaya just dead. That's what I mean, Dagda. You cannot get hit by Gala. It is lights out.
And that's what I was saying, is that, look, unless BiuBiu can be the one that just puts so much pressure on Gala that maybe WE can find the window. But that's not the case anymore. I mean, Gala, now with third dragon, 2 items, working towards an Infinity Edge, there's just nothing you can do. And honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised to see if Gala, like, kind of holds off on the IE and just goes, hey, look, I'm going to go for the GA or something. Like, the only way RNG lose these fights is if Gala goes down. So a stopwatch, something along these lines, even with Ming there, wouldn't be surprised to see that picked up and just go, hey, look, I've got so much gold, it doesn't matter if I take a quick hit.
When there are tools to get into the back line, you talk about Tryndamere, we know as well, Xiye with the burst, like, there's a lot of things that can take down the Jinx, and then suddenly all your gold is down in the pits. Now, we can also say the same thing here for BiuBiu, like, A lot of gold for WE has been reliant on this top laner. It's fair to say that Xiye at a balance point as well. Xing coming back into the game, but nothing in comparison to this Jinx. So, avenues here for WE, Dagda, and as BiuBiu hits the side lane, can we finally see WE get a second turret? No. BiuBiu actually just on the run and Bid's chasing him. Here we go. Ulti, and he misses, unfortunately. He had no vision. BiuBiu has ghosted out, and look at him. The sword's too big. You're tripping over it.
I mean, being unfortunately not able to connect means that even though RNG committed members down to try and get BiuBiu, he's just going to back away. Doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It's again just RNG getting control of River, getting control of the vision, and Hysterics. I don't know if we're going to break this like 10 kill mark like you'd really want to. It just feels like Gala's going to poke people out, Xiaohu's going to poke people out, and BiuBiu just doesn't have control anymore to try and like go for these crazy dives against Bin.
Okay, so let's wait for the next objective then and see what happens. Because, I don't know, Dagda. You know, I came in today and we've had some pretty heroic games. Like, if anyone's tuning in for the first time, I always let you know. I always tell you. WE today are doing what multiple teams have done. IG, Rare Atom, beating down Weibo Gaming, and Top Esports respectively. Today's just been the day of upset. Today makes no sense in LPL. But for new viewers, I think LPL wouldn't make sense. Is he out? Yes, he is. RNG aren't going to follow through. Dagda, LPL to new viewers doesn't make sense at all.
It really doesn't. LPL can be a little bit all over the place when it comes towards like whose position where.
God.
Oh my Jesus!
You know what? Not surprised. Actually, not surprised. It's going to be Infinity Edge third, by the way. Who needs a GA when you have a Tahm Kench?
Also, just to kind of take a back step, people might be confused why Bin let his tower go down. Bin's actually setting up a slow push here. Didn't give a crap about the tower going down. It means nothing in the grand scheme of things. He just wanted to make sure he had this push built up that you're now seeing on the bottom side of the map. So you can threaten Baron as orange.
Xin Gale forced in. Now he flashes away. Maybe it's a bait way. He's about to go down. BiuBiu running in. They want Gala. All save the president as the exhaust comes through the Undying Rage. They need to kill Gala, but he's kind of back and down WE. It's all going to go wrong. It doesn't matter about the picks here. If the Jinx is alive, you need to be scared. They're walking up towards Baron, but for WE, Dagda, they got low health bars.
Yeah, I don't think they could actually go for this Baron. They'd love to be able to, but just not going to be healthy enough to go quite towards that. Someone has to deal with that slow push again that Bin just built up on that bottom side. So Gala managing to just about kite his way out of that one. But that was a dangerous one. That was actually a really good shot from WE, and a lot of that coming from Xing, willing to say, hey, look, I'll go down for the cause here, because all I need to do is set up this Gravitum to allow Kedaya in, and very close to being it. But as we said, Ming able to keep him alive. Gala as well, having the flash, meant that he was just able to get away from Beishang. There was a lot invested, but WE do come out on top at least in a slight way.
Dagda, Xiaohu hula hooped. Xiaohu sombreroed.
Oh, no.
I don't know, guys. You saw it, didn't you? I know there's a lot of people out there right now. You guys saw him sombrero. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the worst of us. At least Xiaohu is mortal somewhat, you know? So, you know, that shockwave...
a lot more to the worst of us.
Well, yeah, aligning with the rest of us, you're right. So for WE, I can't actually see right now. We've got a highlight, because Gala's done 48% of his team's damage. Now, that's no surprise. I need to see the summoners. Shockwave, Kedaya's out. And Xiaohu's ultimate, yes, it was available, but he doesn't have flash. Gala without flash as well. Ming with his ulti, but Dagda, summoners down here for the core carry. WE with an opening.
So BiuBiu hasn't been spotted here. He's actually sandwiched between two wards. He moves, he will get spotted, but now into the pit. RNG don't know. Trying to spot Gala.
Ulti hits onto Gala, but again, it just passive or pulls away the shield. Bit of poke onto Beishang. He's trying to run at them, but there's good dissonance damage. Gala about to step up again. Remember, rapid fire cannon is there. BiuBiu comes on in, eaten up by Tahm Kench again. Ming has the quickness on top of him. Xiaohu goes down for RNG against the wall. It's Bin trying to save the play. Gala getting chased to the ends of the earth, but WE do it again. The day of upsets continues.
And we said it had to be BiuBiu. We said we wanted to see him change up his build so we could have more dashes. The Navori quick blades are there. BiuBiu has the way to close the gap, but that's dragon number 1 for WE and maybe a Baron for WE as well. They have played this so well today, Hysterics.
Man, WE, like after waiting so long, the last couple of fights out of left field have been gorgeous to watch. And for WE, once they got the president, the whole security team fell apart.
And you could see that they were scrambling. There was just too much paparazzi trying to get on top of Gala, and Ming did everything he could, but wasn't able to escape. And so much of that, as we said, is down to BiuBiu. Like, BiuBiu in this fight was absolutely impeccable. Like, he's actually the one that starts it off. You can see here, Xing twice now has connected with these big ultimates on the Moonlight Vigil, and BiuBiu sees his opportunity. He's like, look, Wei and Bin are split. BiuBiu goes in. And it's all about getting out this ult from Ming super early, because that's when the rest of the follow-up comes in. You can see, well, why Rakan could do so well against something like this Tahm Kench, because you definitely get the CC on at least the Tahm Kench, if not both. And BiuBiu just about able to survive long enough with the Undying Rage to take them down. Those crits coming out huge. And pick off Xiaohu, pick off Ming.
Ming goes in. Oh, we come back to life. Baron was taken. WE with the gold lead. And BiuBiu's positioning, I'm so glad you talked about it. A big component is Bin's about to go into Mega Gnar and WE. Looks like they're running away from this, but Xiye's damage, that's massive as well. This Syndra doing a lot of work as Bin looks for the chase, but WE disengage. And Dagda, another big part was Ocean Soul was denied from RNG. This Jinx, who has gone full damage, doesn't have the sustain that, you know, we're going to get for someone like Xing with the Severum, that we are going to be able to see through burst. WE have a lot to play with now as BiuBiu in the side lane is starting to tear apart these turrets.
But also look at the key carries on WE's side. Xing, no longer an item and a half behind. You know, he's starting to catch up. You look towards the mid lane, you got the Shadow Flame now completed for Xiye. He's in a reasonably good spot. And because you've got access to the map again, BiuBiu now has control of the side lanes, especially with the Baron, but may look for a dive as Gala desperately wants to clear this way.
Level 15 Dagda. This is a big Tryndamere. It's a bait. Wade takes it. Now even in the Crescent Guard, he's at half HP. It was just to take down the mid lane turret, open up the map, and BiuBiu cares not. He walks into that every day.
Exactly. It's about controlling this map against RNG. Now, BiuBiu can move down to the bot side. He can start to put pressure onto that bot lane turret. You can get that vision control established to kind of make sure RNG have got to stay in their own base. This is where RNG need to start playing that funky stuff. Start looking for picks. Start hiding in brushes. See if they can get WE before they establish that vision.
Dr. Dagda, I see an Infinity Edge up in the top side. BiuBiu just went back and bought it, so at least keeping track with where Gala is at the moment as Wade's caught out. He doesn't have the Crescent Guard. Bit of burst here from Beishang and Kedaya, but that's all there is for now. Xiye behind a little bit, but now he moves in. RNG is a three-man unit. If Gala gets caught out here, it's big. Stormbringer down. Ming needs to save the president. To stop getting shot as Ming heading forward. Gala now playing with ranges. Red buff towards the steal. TP into the back wave, and it flashes out. WE need to disengage, but as Bin teleports in, they're going to wrap around and do it again.
That's such a big ult out of Tahm Kench, though. Should be back up in time for Dragon, though, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. But now WE know that they can just push on through, because Gala, especially with this Kraken Slayer, can't survive against Tryndamere. And BiuBiu wasn't even in that engagement. That was a 4 versus 5 where they were able to get that out from Ming. No summoner spells burnt, which would have been the key thing that Beishang would have liked to get, especially burning his own flash. Like, that was what Beishang was looking for, and trying to burn those key summoner spells before the next dragon fight. But Gala will hold steady, Ming will keep him safe, and we are going to have to keep our eyes on BiuBiu once more to see if he can take down Gala.
Everything available here for BiuBiu. Ghost Flash. Gala's Summoner's now up and available as well. Ming's Devour will be up for the Dragon fight as well, Dagda. So 40 seconds till we find out what happens. Xiye matching the top wave, but he has teleport. And as RNG move into the river first, it's those deep TP wards that I would be worried about. But Xiye looks like he's teleporting now. It's going to be to a ward more localized in the mid lane.
BiuBiu hovering on the side. Has not been spotted, but there is a ward. So the second he moves out of this hidey hole, they will know exactly where he is. And they know he's going to be trying to find these flanks. That's why Kedaya trying to set up as if they're behind him, but they don't actually know where this Tryndamere is.
Pings are going down. They're aware somewhat that BiuBiu is in the vicinity because Lens on the ward spots it out. Kedaya with his own angle. RNG now on the bottom side of the river now. They know BiuBiu's there because his Lens again spotted out that ward. RNG trying to make a decision, but the quickness comes through. Bin is tagged, unleashed power. Caught out, that ain't good. Now BiuBiu running in. Save the president. The exhaust coming through. The quickness once again. Shockwave whiffing as Xiaohu the next target. Undying Rage. BiuBiu only just surviving. Death Rocket flushed away. The president lives. And he's execute order 66 as WE run for the hills. But into the Dragon's arms. They get it, they deny it, and RNG on the wrong side of the map. That's scout of the week! Xiye may have done it. BiuBiu without the ultio doesn't want to go on in. Gala trying to buy the space. He goes to his death. Gala getting excited. He got a reset in RNG. Dagda, Xiaohu and Gala are still alive for now.
They're on the wrong side of the map, though. They're running out of places to run.
Beishang with Xing does it. There you go. 80 carry no more. He steps up to the plate.
What is going on today? How do we have WE, who have been sitting bottom of the table for the entire split, now coming up and beating RNG, not only in some cheesy game, they are potentially going to take a 2-0 against RNG with just better team fighting, better fight up in these objective fights. And BiuBiu, once more, slapping his way through these fights. Doesn't quite get Xiaohu, but they force RNG back. Beishang can finish the dragon. And then I don't know why RNG run this way. Like, at this stage, just, you gotta try and fight your way through Kedaya on the bottom side, because you can see what's happening here. We try to kite back, they're running out of space. Baron in the bottom left corner, though.
Well, we're back, and here we go once again. It was a slow early game, but we're already speeding things up. Wei starts it off with the Crescent Guard. W in the top side of this fight while BiuBiu's in the back once again. Xiaohu with the self-shockwave, while again, Ming eats up Wei, and Gala's only just come and joined the party. Undying Rage, W's top laner survives, and RNG down 2 members. Dagda, Team WE are doing it! Ulti comes through, been tagged out with the Gravitum, and in front of the Baron, they don't even need to take this to get the party started.
I don't think you go for Baron. I think you go for the base here. RNG, they've so much poke, and you don't have your tools to close the gap anymore. Kedaya has no quickness.
Let's get out of the week. Shallow again. Look at the angles, though. There's no escape. RNG, if they want to get out this way, they're going to meet a man with a very pointy stick. Knock up on top of Bin. He hops away. He slows down with help of BiuBiu. Xiaohu's over the wall. Gala poking them. WE, that's not a good position. Ulti from Gala is going to be available soon as well. This man's a one-man army. And Gala, all he has to do is send that ult over the wall with low health bars, and he resets.
WE fumbled it. They just needed to join up at this top wave, take the inhibitor, crack open the base. Now they're low health. They don't have the tools, and RNG are coming back on the map.
Wei without the ulti, Ming without his, though. Worth mentioning BiuBiu with the Undying Rage off on the wing. At 6k, RNG trying to keep this series going, but WE won't let them. Gala spotted out BiuBiu. Xiye on the wall as well. He'll get the range as Beishang wants a steal. Knocked up in the air. Baron is for WE. RNG now want to turn this fight, but Xiye with a 2-man scout of the week unleashes hell on the president. WE come in and upset them all.
And BiuBiu will find the last one. Baron has gone their way. They've now got the push. Hysterics. They can end the game.
Who cares if Gala's fed? Xiye comes to the carry plate. BiuBiu steps up to another level. WE might be out of playoffs, but they are not out of the LPL. They're going to upset, create chaos, and tell RNG to take a step back. WE, the oldest organization in the LPL, still has that fire that I better bloody see in summer.
A Team WE take down RNG, the second place team, now pushed all the way by the team that has 2 wins. This is the 3rd win for WE. They picked up the last 2 this week.